Courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Don't worry. I don't think Lord Semin will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing.
Blacksmith's like, it's murdering time.
I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
We just put a cuirass in our back pocket.
Young Lord Semin's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truskovitz. What do you think of her?
I haven't seen her.
I haven't seen Agnes. Is she pretty?
Pretty doesn't do her justice. She's a beauty. But she's got such a sharp tongue on her that I don't envy older at all. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's Teresa. Her uncle owns a mill on the river in Ratai.
A girl from the mill? You want to watch out for them types.
He's like, you can't trust mill girls. What are you
A
doing?
wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble born. Old Semin wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
Okay, where do we get it?
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking.
Is it the same horse from the first game? You start out with Pebbles, the same horse from the first game, Cagman, but you can get other horses that are faster if you wish to. But I like Pebbles. I'm gonna keep Pebbles.
The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings-on.
Pact with the devil?
With the devil? Why would the hermit make a pact with the devil?
No idea. It might just be old wives' tales.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition. But that's all I know.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia. But you'll have to ask the Truskovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. But in return, you'll get me invited to Semin's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truskovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation.
Let's see. Hello, how's combat feel? Does it feel good or is it needlessly complicated and clunky? Kuros, in my opinion, it feels good. To give you a quick rundown, if you're fighting an enemy, it does kind of a loose lock-on. If you press the tab key, it will do a hard lock-on or turn it off if it's already on. It's a toggle. So if you're fighting multiple enemies, you can hit tab to just hard lock onto one of them, or you can not do that, and then the camera's more free. While you're fighting an enemy, if you mouse do like a mouse stroke from above, it does like a chop with your weapon, or you can do from the left or the right, or anywhere from below. Now in the first game, there was like bottom left, bottom right, and also stab. This game just has below. So basically there's 4 directions. From the top, left, right, or bottom, as far as where your sword strikes go, or whatever weapon you're using. If you're using an axe, it's only from the left, right, or above. It's just chopping motions. You can't hit them from below with the axe. And if you're doing unarmed, you can do from below because it's just like a kick, stuff like that. So it's in my opinion not too bad. There's still a lot of depth to it. For example, if your hit makes contact with their armor, they don't take damage unless they're out of stamina. Metal armor will block the damage. But if you are using, for example, like a mace, you know, that's blunt force that can go through the armor and still hurt them. Whereas an axe is better if they're unarmored, or a sword, you know, anything with a blade. What else? I mean, that's mostly the combat. Because when you say clunkiness, the first thing I think of is the multi-target combat in the first game, because it was definitely kind of janky when there was more than one person in front of you. Okay, we have a bed we're allowed to use over here. I'm going to use it to save. I'm going to try to. I can't move my character now. Uh-oh. I think the game just bugged out. I think the game bugged out. I told it to sleep and save, and I cannot move my character. But it's not doing anything. Is Schnapp still in the game? Yes, and there is a mod someone's already made to get rid of that system if you don't like it. I don't mind it, though. Hold on. This is the first time I've seen this bug, but it looks like it auto-saved when I talked to the blacksmith just a minute ago. So I'm going to reload to a minute ago and try that again. Okay, this is what was supposed to happen. Alright. Do I have any gear that's bloody right now? No. Alright. That actually brings to mind a thought. So when you have bloody, like blood or mud on your gear, you can wash off at the tub. There's a trait where you heal 10 health anytime you wash off. I'm wondering if you could carry a bunch of dirty gear and put on one piece of dirty gear and wash off, and another piece of dirty gear and wash off, and just keep doing that to just abuse the healing mechanic. Alright, I'm still supposed to kick Hennick's ass, which is over here somewhere. Let me see if I can find him. Doesn't wash and clean all clothes. That's why I'm not sure. I don't know. 13 Eyebright. How do you target where on body to hit to avoid hitting metal armor, for example? If you have to move the mouse to attack, it sounds counterintuitive. So, Kuros, if you're facing an enemy, like I said, you can hit tab and lock on them. And then your camera's pointed at them. So then, if I click above and, like, if I click here above their head, it will do the downward strike. If I click on this side of them, it'll go from that side. Also, if I click here, jerk the mouse over here and release, it'll do a feint and try to fake them out to block the wrong side and then hit the other side. I'm possibly about to get in a fight with a guy, so I might be able to show you in a moment. We'll see.
Greetings.
I've got a quest to beat this guy up.
How's it going?
It's shit, to tell you the truth.
How come?
Because I have to guard this bloody maypole. I can't even get a good night's sleep because of it. And there's plenty of other work to do during the day. And then there's... Ah, never mind. Forget it.
What did you want to say? Sometimes it's better to share your troubles. Two heads are better than one, after all.
I mean, if you say so, it's about Manka. I'm sure you've noticed her. She's the prettiest lass around.
Sure.
Gosh, it's hard not to notice her.
Exactly. Me and Manka love each other, but her parents are against it. I don't even know why. They just don't like me. They forbid her from seeing me. We went to a dance together in Troskovitz recently, but when they found out, they were furious. Now they're keeping close watch over her and causing problems for me as well.
Why are you wearing a bucket on your head? That is... I forget the exact name of that item, but that is an actual medieval helmet. It's got like the coif thing protecting the sides of your face and stuff, and then that thing is to help with attacks like chopping type attacks from above. It's actually one of my favorite helms in the game because it doesn't impede vision. If you wear a helmet that has like a visor, it actually darkens your screen and limits your visibility. So I think this is one of the best defense helmets that doesn't reduce your visibility.
Well, they can't be watching her all the time, can they? Just go out late at night sometime.
Kettle hat. Thank you,
You'll
Grey
notice.
Fox.
We've done that a few times, but we can't now. There's no time for it. I've got to stand watch at night. I was drawn. This year, they want to keep the maypole up until harvest, and that's still far off.
Listen, I've got an idea. How about I stand watch in your stead for one night? You and Manka.
He doesn't know that I want to steal the maypole.
Nobody will know.
You do that for us?
Of course. It's nothing.
All right, we have a deal. Ask Manka and let me know what she says.
Henrik, what about your brothers?
What? Why do you care?
No, it's just that I've been hearing some interesting things about them around town.
Pah, let them talk. I don't know anything about...
I came here because I had a quest to beat him up. I didn't realize he's also related to the other quest I had, so I just had to befriend him, and now I gotta fight him.
them. They left.
And where did they go?
Hard to say. One said he'd head towards Prague. The other decided to go wherever his legs take him. But as for where they are now, I've no clue. They both said they'd return in a year, but they never did. I hope I get to see them again.
Why did they leave?
I'm not sure. This place isn't too bad, but I reckon they wanted to see the world. Penna left after Pa died, and Rudlin right after Ma's passing, so I was left here alone.
I hear you've got Wanderer's blood, and you're getting ready to leave, just like them. I'm a bit of a wanderer myself. Will you take me with you?
This again? Just you wait. I'll show you, just like I'll show anyone who talks about me like that.
When you say show, do you mean run away? I've heard that's all you can do. At least that's what everyone says.
Come on then.
My
You
God.
ask for it.
Alright,
Fuck
so
you,
combat.
whoreson.
So, hitting tab locks on, so I'm not pressing anything and I'm just locked on the target. Now, whenever you see that green shield, if you right-click, you parry it. The blue swords means that you can left-click right after right-clicking, and you attempt a counterattack. Parrying doesn't require stamina, but attacking does. My unarmed just leveled up. I wonder if I could just farm off this guy. Now, if you want to try to do a feint... I just kicked him. So right there, I clicked on kick, but released on left punch. So what it did is he started to guard his groin, and then I punched him in the head. If you walk into them, you clinch, and you can do that. But whoever's stronger usually wins in a clinch, so I think he might have more strength than me. Right. So I'm out of stamina right now, which is why I'm winded.
I'm wounded!
Now also, I'm in armor, so if he hits me in the armor, and I have stamina, the armor takes damage, and my stamina goes down, but I don't take hit point damage. Oh, that's a new one. We're still friends, right? I feel bad for this guy. I came up, befriended him, offered him a favor, and then picked a fight. $28 chamomile. Alright. Let's see. Steal from the maypole, that's later. New quest.
You have a coin, master.
And now you're stealing his garden stuff. No, it would say steal if it was considered stealing. As far as the game's concerned, that was fine. Alright, do I heal health here? So hold on, I got 98 health. Yes, I did, nice, okay. So, we were wondering for a while, there was a trait I got, or a perk, and it said that when you wash at a tub, you heal 10 health, but we weren't sure if a trough was considered a tub. It looks like it is. It looks like it is considered one.
I wonder how long I'll be stuck here today, eh?
Good news. I kicked Henriek's arse.
That's what I like to hear. I'll see to it that word gets out about what a hothead he is. But I'd better wait till tomorrow when he's back on his feet. If the other lot found out Henriek's licking his wounds, I'm sure they'd rush the maypole tonight. We can do without a guard for one night.
Exactly. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, but never mind. Where were we? Aye. I'm glad he got what was coming to him. Maybe Manka will even understand she can do better. Anyway, it's good to know you're dependable.
Wait, if we steal the maypole, is his girlfriend's family gonna say he's no good? Oh my goodness.
Greetings. Do you need something?
People call you the mouth, right? They say you tell all sorts of stories.
I'm no mouth to you. My name is Denyek. Got that? What do people call you then? Bughead? Arseface?
I'm sorry, Stenyak. I'm Henry.
Pleased to meet you. But you were right about the stories. I could tell you stories so sad they'd make the devil cry. Or would you prefer something so scary it'll make the hairs on your ass turn white? But
Hairs
it's
on
a
my
lot of hard work for me. Now, if you had something to drink or a couple of groschen, that might help loosen my tongue.
Flex my nobility.
I know quite a few stories myself. How about a trade? A story for a story.
All right, then. But if it's the one about the magic porridge pot, don't bother. I've heard it 100 times. And that story always leaves me feeling hungry.
I know a romantic tale about a knight, his lady love, and 3 impossible tasks he had to undertake to win her heart. He had to bring her the sweetest wine, tame the wildest horse, and make a crown with the rarest gem.
And then? What happened when he'd done all 3?
The lady of his heart showed her gratitude by giving him the most precious thing she had. And I'm not talking about gold.
Oh, a raunchy ending. That'll be popular with the lads round here. If I were you,
That's it? That's
I'd
the whole
make
story?
it longer, to last a whole evening. Add a wicked stepmother, that sort of thing. It'll be a hit. And now, I'll tell you a tale in return. So what kind of story would you like to hear?
Informative.
I like stories that can teach me something. Stories with a moral.
Haven't you heard enough of those in church? But it's not a problem. I have just the tale for you. And it's not one you'll hear from any priest. So, once upon a time, there lived in these very lands 2 brothers. The older was called Kuba, the younger, Matthias. They were both woodcutters, like their father and his father before him. One day, at the height of summer, they were working in the woods. The air was as hot as a furnace, so Matthias went to a nearby pond to cool himself. But as he was leaning over the cold water, there was a loud splash. His axe had got loose from his belt. In haste, he began to search the muddy bed of the pond, and his hands soon touched something hard and heavy. He pulled it out and could not believe his eyes. He pulled out an axe. Yes, but not his old one. It was an axe made of pure silver.
Good God. I'd grab that without a second thought.
Maybe you would, but Matthias would never. He was an honest man, and with a big swing he threw the silver axe back. He searched the pond again, and this time he pulled out his own axe.
Is this when, like, the Fae
Nothing
comes
but
out and
dull
compliments him
iron,
for being honest?
Old wood.
What an idiot.
Wait, Matthias threw the silver axe back? What a fool. He could have sold it.
A fool, you say? You'd better listen well. Matthias was just about to leave when suddenly a water goblin came out of the pond, silver axe in his hands, and he said, "You're a righteous man, Matthias, and for your honesty, you may keep both axes." Matthias, not hanging around for the goblin to change his mind, took up both axes, gave us thanks, and ran to tell Kuba all about it. Kuba, however, was not best pleased with his little brother's fortune. He deeply envied Matthias for his newfound wealth. So, he set out to try the same thing. He ran as fast as his legs could carry him, straight to the pond, threw his own axe in, and began a pretend search for it. Yet Kuba had no luck. He pulled out the axe he'd thrown in himself. So he tried again. Tricked by sunlight, he grabbed something shiny, only to pull out his old iron axe again. Enraged, he hurled his axe back into the water and yelled, "Fuck this axe! I want a silver one!" But the water goblin heard his shameful cry and was greatly upset by Kuba's greed. So, when Kuba reached down into the water for a third time, the water goblin seized his hand, pulled him down whole to the dark depths, and drowned him.
That's so cruel. I feel sorry for Kuba.
Aye, and so did Matthias. He went to the water goblin and begged for his brother's body so he could take him home and bury him. But the path back from the pond led over a steep hill, and carrying the weight of the waterlogged body exhausted Matthias. He stopped to rest by an old oak tree, and he used a silver axe to cut off a branch that would serve as a walking stick. But it wasn't enough. Somehow, it was still getting harder to continue up the hill. Then Matthias realized it wasn't his brother's body that was weighing him down. It was the silver axe. The axe was the cause of all this trouble. So he started bashing the silver axe against a big stone with all his might, trying to destroy it. Yet no matter what, he couldn't even make a dent. With the last of his strength, Matthias climbed to the top of the hill. He knew he could go no further, so he found a pretty spot with a view over the valley and dug his brother a grave. There, he buried both his brother and the silver axe that had brought such pain upon them. His final act was to stick the oak branch in the ground by the grave. But lo and behold, The branch grew green leaves and became a tree. The locals have had no dealings with the water goblin since then, but some have had the bad luck to bump into him. And when you walk by the pier, where it all happened...
What's that out the window?
Still hear
I think that's a
his
horse butt.
chuckling.
That was a very nice story.
Story? What story? It's the truth.
Why hasn't anyone gone looking for the axe, then?
Because it brings misfortune. Didn't you listen to me at all? Look for yourself if you wish. Rock Tower Pond isn't far from here. The Water Goblin's Pier is somewhere among the reeds. But leave me out of it. I'm fine here with my drink. Farewell.
Axe from the... Wow, all of that was just like the intro to a quest line. This was the horse that was out the window. Alright. Okay, now comes the tricky part. This is the maypole, chat. This is what we're supposed to steal to play a prank on the village. The question is... how to... Okay, first we're going to hold a torch right now, because if you're caught outside at night without a torch, people assume you're about to commit a crime, and they get really weird about it. So just wait a bit. I'm confused. I thought we were going to chop this thing down. What exactly are we stealing? Like, what part of this is the important part? Chat, what do y'all know about maypoles? You've improved vitality, strength, and agility? What the crap? Strength level 13, agility level 10, perk point unlocked? What? That's crazy. Wow, okay. That was you left it there? Okay, hang on. What is this? Dominant hand, if you use one-handed weapon without a shield, attacks cost less stamina. Blocking costs less stamina, is more effective. Nimble stance, dodge costs you less stamina. Deft hands 2, required agility for weapons is reduced. Ranger run, after 10 seconds of fast sprinting, you briefly get a big bonus on stamina recovery. When you slow down afterwards, you'll quickly regain your strength and can start running again. Let's get deft hands too. Okay, hold on. So you guys said I left it? I can't interact with it. Hold on, let me see what the quest says. The piece I need fell. I need to grab it quickly. Oh my god, where's the thing I can click on? It's near the pole. Oh,